Hi everyone, welcome back again to another Flutter tutorial. And in this session, we will be discussing regarding or we will be building up a Flutter application which in turn is responsive in nature, right? So with Flutter 2.0, we got the web support is a stable one and which opens gate for a lot of opportunities to build web applications using Flutter, right? And whenever it comes to web applications, not just a web app, whatever app you just build, it should be responsive and adaptive in nature, right? And Flutter is no exception. Here in this example, we will be developing this simple web application. So it's not just a web, it also runs in mobile. So I am just using a web for compiling alone. And you could see here when I just inspect, so let me just have it in the width of 650 approximately. Okay, so at the width of 650 or 652 approximately, we get a sidebar. So this is in case of viewing the application in the desktop view. Okay, when viewing in the desktop, we have this sidebar, right? And if you pay attention, as I just compressed or if you just reduce the width of the device, you could see that the sidebar just disappears and we will be getting a drawer, right? So this is what we'll be getting when the same app is being viewed on a mobile. So if I again just enlarge the width, you will be able to see the sidebar. And if I just keep on reducing the width, you could see that the text actually resizes and aligns itself. And at this breakpoint, you could see that the row actually converts into the column. And if I just keep on reducing that width, you'll be able to see that the text actually just fits into the place. So you won't be getting any padding or overflow error no matter what the width is. So even the width is 50 pixels, you won't get any overflow or padding errors. So this is what we will be discussing as the result of this video tutorial. So building up a responsive app is what the goal of this tutorial is. So I just so as a simple one, you can keep it like we'll be having a sidebar in case of desktop view and a drawer in case of mobile view. Okay, so this is what our goal in today's session, and we'll be moving on to the coding part right now to develop this app from scratch. Well, starting with the main.dart file, we just navigate to my home page, and inside this my home page we'll be having or we'll be just calling the responsive layout class. So this is a class, custom defined class, which we have just defined. And if we just look into that class, we could able to see that this is actually this class is responsible for rendering the constraints, that is the breakpoint what we say. And it actually takes three set of widgets as the parameter. So the constructor actually assigns individual widgets for mobile view, for tablet and desktop view, right? If you just go back, you'll be able to see that while calling the class itself, we will be passing the three layouts for mobile, tablet and desktop, right? So those widgets get assigned to those corresponding values during the constructor. With the help of the constructor, we'll be assigning them. And what this class in turn return will be like, it actually make use of a layout builder. Instead the scaffold, we have a layout builder. So this widget actually make use of the, or this widget will take into consideration of the width. So the width is what it actually looks into. So the constraint is like if the width is less than 400. So actually I just set it as 600 during the intro. So just to make this fit with this demo, I just reduced it to 400. So you can just have any breakpoint what you want. And if it is less than or equal to 400 pixels, then I'll be considering it as a mobile device and render a mobile view widget. Okay. Similarly, for a tablet, I'll be checking for the breakpoint which is greater than 400 and less than 900, and anything else other than them will be considered as a desktop view. Okay. So this responsive layer class will be responsible for the breakpoints or designing or making decisions based on the breakpoints of the device. Okay, and back to the home page, will be passing individual classes. So this mobile view layout, tablet view layout, and desktop view layout are all individual classes. So let's just look into one by one. For mobile view layout, so this class actually, it does not contain much logic or functionality, just the simple UI stuff. It focuses on building up this. So for mobile, actually it is this one, right? Oh yeah. So it is responsible for building up this drawer like widget. Okay, so for inside the scaffold, we will be assigning the drawer. So this drawer you could find inside the widgets folder. So this is what the drawer, so it is purely concerned with the UI stuff alone. Okay, so just leave that UI stuff for now, just focus on the logic or the thing what we need to just. Okay, and it also takes a key which is the scaffold state, and it renders. So inside the body we will be having a ternary operator which checks for the conditions whether the width is greater than or equal to 205. So what this condition, so what it actually is like, if you just go back, you could see that it is in a row wise manner, right? So if the width is greater than 205, so as said here, if the width is greater than 205, you'll be building these two widgets in a row wise manner. And similarly, if the width is less than 205, if you just pay attention and look into the width over here, if it becomes less than 205, the row actually just changes to column. So here is what the logic is. So the same widget hierarchy, I will be just changing, and the widget, that is the row, to the columns. Here you have. Okay, just to make it fit with the layout, I just switched from row to columns. So this is what the mobile view is concerned with. Okay, just the drawer and building of the body based on the size, whether it will be in a row wise or column wise manner. So just leave this um, class. Okay, so this class is purely depends on the user or the developer perspective, what the UI content you need to put when the app is being viewed on mobile. So there is no restrictions of what to do in this class. It is up to you to decide how the UI should look like. Okay, and moving on with the desktop view from the home page, let's move on so that you can get a mapping of how it is done. Next is the tablet view. Okay, now we just completed the mobile view layout class and move on to the tablet view layout class. Now inside the tablet view layout class, the build widget will actually returns a sidebar, which is again a simple widget, purely a UI stuff. So this is the sidebar I was just talking about. Okay, so this sidebar, there is no complex functionality or anything else. Okay, this sidebar is also the UI stuff only, so let's leave that. Move to the desktop view layout, and the desktop view layout also will be written in the same sidebar. So I haven't specified different layouts for tablet and desktop. For now I will be having the same layout for both tablet view and desktop view, just change in the mobile view alone. Okay, so the mobile layout will only change, and the tablet and desktop will remain the same. That is, we get the same sidebar in case of tablet and desktop. Okay, so the concept is very simple. So the inside the home page or the screen which you just need to render, inside the body you just call a class. The class may be, the class name is up to you. I have just named it as responsive layer class, and inside this class just define the breakpoints. So the breakpoint might be anything of your choice. So you can refer the standard breakpoints for mobile, desktop, and tablet view, and based on that render the different widgets. Okay, and these are all the widget classes, and it's up to you to just align them either in row or column wise and make it fit with the to make the UI look better. Okay, so this is all about the layouts and how to make a responsive app using Flutter. Well, that's it guys. Hope you got a good overview of how to build a responsive layout using Flutter. And if you like this video, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.